Hi everyone, it's me again with the fourth video now in this series of updates on the support measures that might be available to you and your business. Just to put everyone's mind at rest, I've had a few people ask, I think 4 now, whether I've been captured by ISIS, which isn't the case. I'm fine, don't worry. I was just a little bit unshaven for the first few days of home working, and I've got pretty unimaginative taste in wall colourings, as you can see. But yeah, I'm fine. So we've talked so far about retaining employees using the government support for furloughed workers. We talked about grants, hopefully some support going to be announced for self-employed and freelancers, and the deferral of VAT and tax. So the final option you might want to consider about getting through this difficult period would be lending and finance. The government made some announcements about a week and a half ago, and then have given us some specifics in the last couple of days about them guaranteeing finance options for small businesses. Well, they announced 2 schemes: the Covid Corporate Finance Facility, which is aimed at large-scale business, kind of national operations, which I won't waste any time on today, and then the Covid Business Interruption Loan scheme for SMEs. Qualifying criteria for that are UK businesses with turnover under 45 million. There's a lot more about it on the British Bank website, which I'll link in the video description. But essentially, it's the standard finance products that you might expect. So you've got business loans, overdrafts, asset finance, and factoring facilities, which businesses would typically loan to help with working capital requirements. What the government are doing is, it's a bit like the Enterprise Finance Guarantee Scheme from a few years back, where the government will guarantee the loan capital to the lender so that they're willing to approve loan applications that they wouldn't have approved otherwise, you know, in this case, in light of the ongoing crisis. So that's really important to remember. It still has to be, to qualify, it still has to be a loan application or a funding application that would stand up on its own merit typically. It's just that the bank aren't willing to do it right now because of, you know, the economic situation we're all in. So that means that banks are going to want all the usual stuff. So 6 months bank statements, 1 or 2 years accounts, management accounts, statement of assets and liabilities from the directors, personal guarantees, and possibly some forecasts, which, you know, I know is a pain during these difficult times, but that's what's going to be required. It's being administered by all the major banks, and then about another 40 accredited finance providers. Anecdotally, I'm hearing that the major banks are kind of just prioritising the lending applications which are best for them. So you might imagine there's plenty of businesses that might not be hugely affected or have got decent reserves and assets, but they're still trying to, you know, extend overdraft facilities and the like. And because the banks are masters of lending money to people who don't really need it, that's where they, you know, like to lend it most, they're prioritising those cases, and it's going to be quite difficult to get the, you know, the small business loan through a major bank. So you're looking at potentially the kind of finance broker and the secondary market for the finance. So you've got to jump through all the usual hoops, and don't forget that the guarantee that the government are providing is to the bank if everything else goes wrong. So the loan application will still want a personal guarantee, as I've just said, and so you should still treat it as an application like any other. It isn't. It still carries all the same risks, and because it's with that secondary tier provider potentially, it's quite expensive finance. You're looking at APRs typically, you know, 20 to 25%. But if, you know, we can manage to defer tax payments for those who are most in need, if we can get some grant funding and support with wages and owner wages, then this might be the final piece in the jigsaw that gets people through. And I think that's what the government are trying to do at the moment. It looks as though, you know, they're trying to support, you know, wages, owners, defer taxes, mortgage holidays, letting holidays, rates relief, grants, and then this lending guarantee, just to try and get everybody through that next 3 months. Just so I think that in pretty much most circumstances, don't get me wrong, it's really difficult. It's difficult for all of us at the moment. But between all those various measures, we should be able to get everybody through this kind of difficult period and out the other side. And that's what we've got to focus on. So more than ever, if you need our support, get in touch. Let us know what you need from us. Let's try and, you know, let's not panic. Take a deep breath. Look at where we are. Pull all these various pieces together, and then just kind of set our sights on the horizon for 2 or 3 months' time. Get to there, and then we'll reassess. If there's anything else you need, any questions you've got, anything you're unsure of, then you know where we are. Get in touch. Reply to this email, whatever it might be. and hopefully we'll speak to you soon and be looking a bit more positive in a few weeks' time. Okay, thanks, bye.